Good evening and welcome back to another episode of It's a Football Thing. You might be noticing that someone's missing tonight. Coincidence. Southampton get a brilliant result against Chelsea and RJ's running late. But the show must go on, boys. The show must go on. We know that he'll be here shortly. He's just been held up. So Robbie and I are ready. We've been chatting before the game. We've got some big things to look at. A Manchester United and Arsenal IFT derby. I'm sure the live chat's going to show me plenty of love. Not. We're going to talk about some of the transfers. Deadline day is here. We're going to look back at some results and we're going to keep predicting because our race in the predictions is tight, very tight. But most importantly, Robbie, how are you, my man?
Yeah, good, mate. Like I said, I feel a little bit weird how you guys have played the games and before, we've got our big derby. I've got another one tomorrow, so it's a bit weird. But, looking forward to it, mate. Football's coming thick and fast.
That's how we like it, man. That's how we like it. Bring it on, push these players, get them moving. It's great for us. It's lovely knowing that there's something to watch every day. And speaking of something to watch every day, for people that check out our socials, RJ and I had a great time at the MacArthur game last night, quarterfinals. Mate, it was brilliant. It was great to get out, watch some local football, cheer on the lads, meet our man here, Mr. Chris. It was the first time someone's recognised me from the pod out in public. So, Chris, it was a pleasure to meet you too, mate. We'll see you at a few more games. You catch any of that, Robbie, or nah? No chance.
Yeah, actually, no, I did. I watched it.
I thought they played well, the Bulls.
Yeah, it was good. No, it was a good win, man. Obviously, I'm not a Bulls fan, but I know Dwight York. He's United legend, and a few United fans were down there just to check him out and give him a bit of support. Mm-hmm. Obviously, Bozza was there as well. So look, it'll be nice. Even as a bit of a local team growing up, Sydney United in the semi-finals, it'll be good to see them hopefully get all the way into the final as well. Man,
I grew up in Adenza Park. It is absolutely going to be buzzing. Absolutely going to be buzzing. King Tom will be the place to be, that's for sure. Funny about Bozza, he was actually sitting like on the opposite side of RJ and I, like the next side over. Man, he was getting right up for it, had his Bulls merch on and everything. You can tell everyone knows him and Dwight are pretty tight. Man, he was getting right into it. But hello to all the champions in the chat as well. Look at this. Funny how the English media have said nothing about Liverpool's celebrations. We know Liverpool are the media darlings. It was mental. There's a really funny account that an Arsenal fan set up. It's like John Key's Celebration Police. I don't know if you've seen it, but it was really funny. And kudos to the Arsenal fans setting off fireworks after the national. Mate, that's just shithousery at its finest. I love it. Absolutely love it. Quickly this morning, we saw Liverpool scrape, and I mean scrape, a 2-1. Isak, beautiful goal, great finish. But unfortunately, Newcastle just couldn't hold him out. What did you make, Robbie, of the it was Fergie time minus Fergie. Well, what did you make of that?
Well, yeah, look, I can't really say nothing because I'm sure you of all people would have called me out of this. You have been forever. You always remind me about good old Fergie time. And look, we went through years of it on which was worked for us. For me, it was a bit full on, but look, as I said to a few Newcastle people today, they had the ball in possession in the Liverpool half. They should have went, okay, we're taking the point at Anfield now. Go to the corner, and like you said, it's a game is anything can happen in a matter of seconds. They went down the pitch, they got a corner. The clock was ticking a little bit more. Clock time as well. But geez, man, like you have to blame a bit of everyone. The defense as well wasn't the greatest off a set piece. So look, it was a shame because they deserved the result from that game, man. I was actually obviously hoping that they got all 3 points. Really nice goal from Isak, but typical Liverpool, mate. The RC ones now. They like to get the points, and it's 3 massive points for them as well, mate. They went from 0 to 1 to 3 in a short span of time. So, unfortunately,
just shows how tight it is, Rob. But
yep.
I mean, watching it, I think, and everyone knows I've got a bit of a soft spot for Newcastle. Like I'm always bigging them up, love their fans, but I think they were really naive this morning. You've got to kill the game, and if your players are going to go down with cramp, their players were dropping with cramp left, right, and center. The referee's going to add time. Like you've got to be able to see that match out, like you said. Get the ball into the corner, run it down the line, hug the touchline, just get it out. Kill the game that way. You don't need to stick to your convictions and keep trying to attack and play your football in that context. But we move on. My team played this morning, the Arsenal. We had a tense game against Villa. Got the score right for this one. But what pleased me most was the fact that as soon as we went down, heads didn't drop. Similar to last week, like that resilience, man. We just kicked in. We know we're the better team. We know we're playing the better ball. Let's get up there and put a chance in. So it was great to see them doing that. I'm obviously looking forward to our big match. Looking forward to what this last flurry in the transfer window does, because Odegaard went off with an injury. Ramsdale had a niggle. Thomas Partey's out. Mohamed El-Neni's out. All of a sudden, we're going into this Manchester United match a little bit light. So everything could change very quickly. I got a question in the chat from Elliot. Thoughts on Newcastle being linked with Bundesliga youngster? Yeah, okay. He's stitching us up. I was about to say, mate, that none of that here, but we got stitched up. That's okay, Elliot. Good on you, mate. Well done. You stitched me up. This is why you always got to proofread the comments. Robbie, you got a match tomorrow, mate. Confident?
Oh, look, it's hard to say confident with United, mate. Like, as I was saying to you, we're very green at the moment, and hopefully we're not wearing that green kit tomorrow. But we are. Look, everything's at the start, mate. That's a little bit of a good positive vibes finally going round. Obviously, 2 back-to-back wins. We've got a few transfers over the line. Obviously, technically deadline day, Anthony just got announced about an hour ago, so there is good vibes going around. Casemiro, I'm hoping is the start, but. Look, I'm a bit nervous about actually seeing the lineup tomorrow. I don't know if he's going to go like our normal full strength kind of team. I don't know if there's going to be a bit of rotation, obviously, because a couple of days later we've got the big match against you guys. So, look, and we look at the table as well. Obviously, Leicester sitting dead last. That's also I was talking with some of the boys today and said, "Oh, it's good Arsenal won because every time you win, it's closer to another loss." Well, it's the same thing for Leicester. They haven't won yet as well. So. They're also at home. They're under pressure. They're sitting bottom. They're going to want to get, their season off to a start as well. So, look, on paper, I really hope, our team, I hope he picks a good team. I'd rather go out and play another full team, to be honest, because tomorrow's 3 points are just as important as the game coming up. So, I'd like to see, not many changes. I want to see, obviously, Casemiro starting midfield or possibly as a number 6. And for me, Ronaldo starts for me. Obviously, Martial's out, and he could be out still for quite a few while, possibly to the next international break, which is 6 games. So again, it's exactly what I said at the start of the season. I'm worried if we get an injury, how thin we are. Martial's played half a game of football. He's played in 5 games, Martial, and like I said, and that's his preferred number 9 from preseason. So we've had that, bring in Elanga. Ronaldo's had to come make an appearance off the bench. So he still hasn't really played or started a game with Martial in the front as a number 9 yet. So obviously won't be there. For me, I'd start Ronaldo tomorrow. It looks like he is going to stay. And, there's rumors, stuff that he's kind of starting to accept it. And, he's starting to get good vibes and saying,
he doesn't have a choice, though, does he?
But I think that's his mentality.
If no one comes in.
That's it. No one's coming in. I don't think he's going now. Something would have happened by now. But he's the type of person I truly believe he's here now. Okay, look, I'm here. I'm stuck at least till January anyway. I'm going to help the club. He's a winner. He wants to win every game anyway, man. So I really think, we start with him, and I hope we get the 3 points going into that game against you guys.
That's it. And you know what? We've forgiven Elliot for stitching me up before because he has subbed. So you know what? That's your one. You won't fool me again. You'll have to come back and keep trying. We saw City. I've had a few people say you guys don't really talk about City a lot. Like they're the best team in the league. Why don't you dedicate much time to them? It's pretty simple. You know what you're getting with City every week, and there's not how many times can you say they're lethal? Haaland is amazing. Why didn't you captain him on your FPL? Like an idiot over here. You run out of superlatives for them. They're literally too good. And you just know they're not going to slip. Like until they play Spurs, they're not dropping any more points. So it was a great performance. Haaland, back-to-back hat-tricks. Can he get the hat-trick of hat-tricks?
Never been done before.
I am captaining him. He is my captain for the rest of the season. I'm not changing it. I don't care who he plays. But do you want to quickly add anything on City?
No, look, again, mate, it's if we were doing this pod back, 10 years ago, it'd be the exact same for United like this. If we were going back to early 2000s, it would be all about Arsenal dominating.
This is their time.
That's it, mate. This is them. And look, it hasn't just been recently. It's been obviously in the last decade. They've been, quite dominated. And that's it. It's just this is the City time. This is the City reign at the moment. And look, anyone in that team is capable of scoring goals. For me, one of the goals of, the last 2 days was João Cancelo, mate. Their fullback, putting it top bins, from the edge of the box, mate. It's crazy.
Well, this is why I didn't captain him. It was comments like this that got in my head saying Haaland won't play. Oh, I don't know. I mean,
well, they both played. Both strikers played today. Both got on the score sheet.
He'll bang in a first half hat trick. Then you can bring him off to rest the rest of the game. And this is a good point too from Christopher. Like even Alvarez is looking good. He's their backup. Like it's mental. It's absolutely mental. This is a serious question from Elliot. I've read it 6 times.
Yep.
What do you think of Liverpool?
I'll take this one. Obviously, I'm an Italian heritage and Juve fan as well, so I've actually seen quite a lot of him. And look, it's I'm not even being thinking because I hate Liverpool. I think it's a crap signing. I hated him at Juve. Today is a great day because he's leaving Juve. I think it's only a loan. That's what I'm upset about. I really hope. But look, I'm not being thinking again because you know me. I'm a balanced person. I talk how it is. He was a reject at Barca. When he came to Juve, I'm like, okay, we need a midfielder. We've done a swap with Pjanic. Again, I don't know why they kind of done it because Barca never really used Pjanic. He's been in and out. He's been injured. He's done nothing for us. So I'm actually surprised when I kind of seen this pop out of the air this afternoon that he's going to Liverpool. I've seen Klopp saying we want a midfielder in the last few days. And for me personally, I don't see him adding a lot to this team. But look, anything can happen. Sometimes a different club, a different coach, a different team can bring the player back to life again. So, for me, from the outside, I don't rate him at all. Yeah, 100%, man. But look,
you're right though. It can sometimes just be one move that can make or break a player's career and their legacy. And look, they needed a midfielder. I think at the moment it's a case of anyone for them. A couple of other rumors that have been around. It's heating up. It's really heating up. David Ornstein and Fab talking about the fact that Arsenal are looking at Douglas Luiz from Aston Villa. Look, wouldn't be a bad signing for us. Bit of depth. He can play the 8, which is what we need. And we just need bodies there because we know that Thomas Partey, and I've said this time and time and time again, Thomas Partey's not playing a full season. Kieran Tierney's not playing a full season. Like Mo Elneny going down, that's a hit because he's Mr. Reliable, never injured. So, yeah, Douglas Luiz, Yuri Tielemans, and a winger. Bring me all 3. I want all 3 because Saka at the moment is looking leggy. He's looking tired. I'm just a little bit worried that we haven't quite got that option to rotate with him. So
he shouldn't have buried that goal today as well. Jesus, that was a sitter, mate. Honestly, you guys should have won that game 4-5-1 today. You guys played really good.
Yeah. You look, you've got to take your chances in this league as well. Akanji signing for City, another one for them. Look, I'm sure Pep will use him. Rotation, get him on here and there, and go from there. We've also seen some other rumours that have been around. Joao Pedro for Everton, but apparently not going to happen. Have you seen anything floating around, Robbie?
No, look, on the United front, obviously really devastated with letting go of Jimmy Gardner. Jimmy Gardner, you know how much I've talked him up over. That's crazy for it's like 9 mil, and then with a couple million add-on, so possibly 12 mil. For me, is mental. He was one of the best players in for Forest, bringing them up last year. And I was willing to nearly give him a start in our midfield, let alone sell him without giving him a chance. So look, that's a bit of a heartbreaker, that one. But I'd love to see him excel in the Premier League because he is a really good young talent. So I really hope he does well. I wish him all the best. Another one, Ahmad, he's gone on loan to Sunderland. Again, he hasn't been getting minutes with us. A young talent. He's only still we signed him 2 years ago. He's 20 now, so he's going to go get some British experience, hopefully in the Championship. And for me personally, I'm still keeping I'm hoping we can maybe get a deadline day. I'd love to get Memphis Depay in on deadline day for me.
We'll have to see. Look, we've got a deadline day signing waiting backstage. Mr. Byline himself, RJ, nice of you to join us, mate. Don't think we're not talking about that Southampton result. You can't dodge us forever.
What Southampton result? Did they play?
Come on, mate. Let's go. Start there and then tell us how happy you are with Fofana.
Yeah, I tell you what they hit me like a ton of bricks, that result. Crazy result. Really poor performance. Had a 2-hour-long discussion with Alex and Matisse in the byline. I don't know, man. I was just very disjointed. First 20 minutes, very positive. Got the goal. Good work. Nice finish from Sterling. But then we spilt our beans, and it's a mentality problem for us. When we concede, we're struggling lately to reassert ourselves and take control of the contest. So I think there's a lot of work to be done for some of these young superstars, and just Thomas Tuchel as well, to really instill that warrior mentality again, because we've lost a lot of that touch and that grunt. But I'm really happy with the Fofana signing. Obviously, it's going to really help that back line. Big money spent on him, but you got to think about it. It's Thiago Silva, who was impressive the other day, so credit to him, 37, 38 this month. Koulibaly, Fofana, Cucurella, obviously Levi Colwell's on loan, and Trevor Chalobah. So there's a lot of promising signs for our defence for the future, but it's all about that midfield region, and I think that's where we've got to spend a lot of our effort, and we've said this several times now. No Kante, Kovacic on and off. Jorginho, much maligned. He does a lot of good things, but he also sometimes comes under a lot of criticism because of his physical limitations. So look, there's a midfield profile problem. That's why I really want us to focus on a DM for next transfer window, because I don't think we'll get it done this time around. But overall, the transfer business has been quite well, and I do expect a few last-minute deals because it's all heating up at the moment.
Aubameyang, I think that's happening. I'm
close.
It looks like
close.
It's on. Makes sense for the player. He loved London. Would probably still have property there. Makes sense to Thomas Tuchel. You guys are.
But even Zaha, Scott, apparently as well. That's one to watch that space.
That'd be massive, man.
If Anthony went for £84 million, who's not English, not Premier League proven, what do you think Crystal Palace would want for Zaha? I actually don't think Patrick Vieira would let him go for anything less than 120
I don't think you'd let him go on deadline.
I don't think he'll go. I don't see Zaha. Aubameyang, yes.
The timing's a problem, I think.
Yeah, not just that, but like he's their main man, mate. Number one, if that he could be the difference of them sinking to a relegation battle. He's the one he's their superstar, and he'd be, like I said, if you're looking at the Anthony money and they don't want to sell, I think he'd be worth over the 100 million easily.
Yeah, correct. Look, if Chris is right, I think Thomas Tuchel would bite their hands off. But again, in the current market, mate, 60 million doesn't even get you a reserve ball boy.
60 million is getting you the Anthony Gordon guy. 60 million is no way. Zaha was like going to be what? When City wanted him a few years ago, they were saying no at 75, 80 million.
But what's his contract situation? What's his contract situation?
I don't think they care. I don't think they'll care, man.
Yeah, after that happened, I thought they signed him on a massive contract, like a 5 or 6 year deal. So I'd say he still have a few years.
Fofana just signed a contract extension, and we got him for less than what they were saying. So Todd Bowley, mate.
Interesting. I mean, I know you guys needed to replace Rudiger and Christensen, but I still think your attack is the problem. I'm stunned that the signings haven't been up there on that end of the pitch. Like it's all about that defense, but man, the attack for me is what's killing you at the moment.
Well, Sterling, we have added Sterling as well, which I think he's been quite positive. 3 goals, 2 games now, and he could have reasonably got another couple. So you're right, though. We haven't got enough in that region. Kai Havertz, let's get it out on the table. I don't think he's an out-and-out striker. I keep saying this. We don't know what Kai Havertz is. He's a gifted footballer. He can play in the right mid, attacking mid. I just don't think he's a striker. And that's why I want us to give Armando Broja a bit of a run now, just to see what minerals he's made of. because, yeah, Havertz at the moment, I feel like there's a lot of pressure on that young kid's shoulders, and I don't think he's wearing it well. So, yeah, we'll see what
And
happens.
what's happening with Gilmore, RJ, before we move on and do some predictions? Have we lost him? I think we've lost him. That's all right. We've lost. I do like him when he's frozen. All right. What's happening with Gilmore, boss?
You still with me? Still with you?
I'm just going to give him a chance to refresh that because he's frozen up on us. We'll jump to predictions in a sec. I think RJ looks ready to jump back in, and then we'll go from there. Let's try him again. RJ, you feeling a bit better now, mate? You got us?
Talk to us might have been frozen to you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we've got you.
Quality play. Good. Yeah, Tom's question, what's happening with Billy? Mate, as we know, Thomas Tuchel, for whatever reason, doesn't seem to rate him because of his small stature, which is ironic given Jorginho. Good one, Mr. Chris. I know I like to see this United form here, but Billy Gilmore, top player, top talent. I think he does need a fresh start. I don't think he's getting the run he deserves under Tuchel, and that's his choice. He doesn't think he fits part of his plan. But if he goes to Brighton, mate, that's a massive acquisition. I'd actually like to see him go there. Ideally, I'd like to actually see him go to Everton on loan just because I don't want to sell him just yet. We've gotten this problem before, boys. We let go of players too soon, and I don't want him to be another example. So we'll see what happens.
Easy. Right, let's jump on. Let's do some predictions because we've got some more football ahead of us. We've got plenty of football ahead. I'm going to chuck some fixtures at you, boys. We are not going to touch Arsenal, Manchester United until the end of the stream. I have put a poll in the chat. RJ, without looking at it, surprise, there are three options. Who wins the next IFT derby? Manchester United, Arsenal, or a draw? Which team do you think's winning?
Arsenal for me, based on form. They win.
Well, the live chat disagrees. They're on 43% Man United. I'm shocked.
Surprise.
Yeah,
mate, look at the loyalty in the live chat, mate. I love it. All the United fans always there.
The crew. Anyway, let's start with Manchester United. You're playing Leicester. We've already talked about this one a little bit, Robbie. But what's your prediction here?
2-0 United, hopefully.
RJ?
Yeah, I'll go 2-1 as well.
For me, I'm going with United 2-0 as well. Think they'll have too much for Leicester. Then we've got a Merseyside derby. Very big Merseyside derby because both these teams need a bit of form. Who's going to win this and why, Robbie?
I'm going to quickfire this one because it bores me, this game. 3-0 to Liverpool.
RJ?
Yeah, you got to back the Reds, I think, on this one.
Is this at Anfield as well?
Just not sure if they'll concede a goal. They haven't been perfect defensively.
Everton. Yeah, it doesn't make a difference. I don't remember the last
2-1.
time Everton won a... Yeah,
2-1 to the Reds.
Over 5 years or something since they've won a derby. So, yeah, no chance.
Yeah, certainly been a while, man. Yeah. Look, I'm going to go with Liverpool. I'm going to go with Liverpool. Arj might just get you to jump out and jump back in, mate, because you've frozen up again on our end. For you, Robbie, too? Yeah. Sweet as. For me, I think Liverpool will take this. I'm going to go 3-0. 3-0 to Liverpool. Let's go to the next game. RJ can catch up on this one. They can let us know in the chat. Brentford hosting Leeds. We know where you're going with this, Rob.
Yeah, look, I actually think this will be a good game, and I can't pick it again. I'll go for a 2-or draw.
You know what? That actually wouldn't shock me too much, Rob, a 2-or draw. He's at Brentford. I'm going to have to go a draw too. I'm going to have to agree 2-2. I wanted to go something different, but I can't bring myself to do it. Chris calling Brentford 2-1. There you go, Chris. Interesting. We'll have to wait and see with that. We then have, let's leave Chelsea West Ham till RJ's back. He'll jump back in when he's ready. But Newcastle and Crystal Palace. Newcastle and Crystal Palace. What do you think, Rob?
Isak's first game at home, mate. He scored a great goal today on debut. I think they'll be disappointed with the result this morning. I think they want to bounce back. I'll go for a 2-1 to the Toons.
2-1 to them. Yeah, look, Palace are pretty resilient, man. They know what they're doing. I'm going to go 1-1 here. I'm going 1-1 in this match, even though Newcastle are looking sharp. I do think we might see a draw. Again, we will go now to Forest Bournemouth. This one is going to be one for the ages. It's going to be a bit of a snooze fest. I'm going to go with Forest 1-0. But mate,
I agree.
Did I read your mind?
Yeah. Look, I can see them. I don't think they're as bad as Bournemouth, even though they got done by City. But look, they're not going to be the first ones that are going to get done by City this year. So yeah, I think Forest will have enough.
You know what's interesting though? Like we could do this stream tomorrow night, and things that happen in the next few hours could completely change where our predictions are for. But you know what? At the moment, we got to play it where it lies, don't we? Spurs Fulham. This will be a good game. Spurs 1-1 against the Hammers in a London derby. Fulham have proven that they can be a problem. They pushed us. They certainly pushed Liverpool. I don't think this will be a walk in the park for Spurs. I think Mitrovic will give them a hard time. But I'm going to go 1-0 to Spurs reluctantly.
Yeah, this is a hard one. I agree with you because I've been talking up Spurs for quite a while, and the last couple of games, against Wolves, they weren't great. They were lucky to get the win. The Forest, they weren't. Some Forest were better the two at one point. Then they got a 2-0 win. So look, it's typical Conte kind of thing, mate. 1-0 here, dirty. Not impressive wins kind of thing, but they're getting the job done on 3 points and 3 points. Again, Fulham have been really good and classy this year in scoring goals. I will say, 1-0 as well. I could see an upset in this, to be honest, but I'll go 1-0.
100%. Really, I want to go 1-1, but I can't see it. I can't see it happening. Wolves, Southampton. Southampton have signed Ainsley Maitland-Niles from Arsenal. They signed Ainsley Maitland-Niles. He might spice it up a bit. And I can't pronounce it properly, but John Donker has left Wolves as well. He has gone to Aston Villa.
I didn't see that one.
Yeah. So little bit of action happening. It's starting to heat up. But yeah, let's go to this one. It is going to be a snooze fest. I think it's going to be a 0-0 draw.
Yeah, you know what? I'm going to go Saints 1-0. Shea Adams has been really good. Look, they just come after beating Chelsea. I know it was at home, but
that's not hard.
They played decent against us, mate. Shea Adams, honestly, his runs in behind, he's been a real good. I'm going to go for Saints win here, 1-0.
Okay. Oh, look at that for a mullet. How good's that? 1-1 in this one. Another shout, Bolly, going to Forest as well. I feel like Forest have signed. Mate, I'm just waiting for one of us to get the call up that Forest have submitted a bid to our wives for us, mate. But look, let's move on. It's going to keep heating up. If you see anything confirmed while we're streaming, chuck in the chat. But make sure as well that you smash that like button. Subscribe if you're new, just like our man Elliot, who stitched me up at the start of the stream. But yeah, we are on that road to 700. And we'd love to get there very, very soon. Let's keep moving. Aston Villa, Manchester City, Stevie G, not looking good. Big trouble for the Villains. I think it's going to be more big trouble. I can't see anything other than a Man City win. I'm going to go with 4-0 to Man City because Aston Villa were awful this morning. We should have been up by a country mile. So I'm going 4-0 in this. And I think we could see Stevie G get the sack. What do you think, Rob?
I think that's scary how on the same page we are tonight because I was going to say 4-0 as well. I'm going to say another hat-trick, so 3 goals there, and I think someone else will get on the score sheet. That's what I'm being serious as well. I actually think they can win 3-4-0, so wouldn't surprise me.
100%. I think we've got RJ back. So we're going to bring him back in. He looks like he's moving much better. RJ, you good, mate?
Yeah, it looks
Who
much
knows,
better.
mate? If I fumble again, mate, just give me the old Chelsea flick pass as I walk myself out. I'll do a Stevie
Okay,
G.
well, you missed a few, and I know
That's
Daniel
okay.
keeps the scores. So I'm going to throw them at you and just really quickly give us your predictions.
No, I'll just pick them after the matches. All good. I need to catch
Okay,
up, Robbie.
easy. If you're happy to do that, no worries.
No, he said after the matches, so after the results.
Robbie takes this very seriously, so
Look,
we better
mate.
make sure we get it on the record. We can't rig it.
That's it.
Let's do this. Let's not dawdle. Villa, Man City, RJ.
Yeah, Man City 4-0.
Wolves, Southampton.
Wolves 2-1.
Spurs, Fulham.
1-0.
Okay, there you
like
go.
that. I
Forest,
like that, yeah.
Bournemouth.
Wow, what a blockbuster. No, I mean that, seriously. I think Forest will bounce back. I reckon I'll take this one 2-1.
Newcastle, Crystal Palace.
Now, this is a low-key interesting game. I reckon, is it at St. James's Park?
It is.
Yeah, this is important to me. I think they will win this one, especially because Zaha becomes a Chelsea player. So 2-1 to the Toon.
Okay, we've got a Merseyside derby being played at Everton at Goodison Park.
Yeah, I think Reds will take it 2-1.
We also have Brentford hosting Leeds.
Yep. At Brentford Community Stadium.
Yep.
Yeah.
Very important to me. I think Brentford will scrape past this, and I'll go, 2-1 to the Bees.
And before we move on to your team, because we were waiting for you for that, Fabrizio has just tweeted full agreement now sealed between Aubameyang, his camp, and Chelsea
+1
on a 2-year deal +1 option. Was agreed almost 2 weeks ago, now sealed.
Yeah.
Still talks between Chelsea and Barca. This one's going to happen. But let's look at Chelsea-West Ham. Big match, a London derby. It's being played at West Ham. Quickly talk to us about it, Arj.
Yeah, well, West Ham have got an encouraging win the other day. It was a bit of a deflected goal, but they'll take it. Why wouldn't you? We're in a bit of limbo. We've had one good game out of 4. We've got up for the Spurs game, ironically. Should have won, didn't. Everton scraped past it. Same thing against Leicester. Underwhelming against Leeds, and even worse, arguably, against Southampton. So we're at a crossroads at the moment. Injuries, obviously, Kante missed. Reece James should be back. He's hugely important to us. If, like I said the other day,
morning, fantasy-wise, geez.
Exactly. Well, I tipped him the other day, and I had to swap captains, so I found out last minute. But provided he's back, it changes the whole complexion of our team. Arguably, they've got a better midfield at the moment that's available as a collective. I'm talking about. It'll be interesting to see if they rush Fofana in just to get him started, because he's obviously Premier League ready. But I think we will see our response. I'm obviously hoping, but in my head, I'm expecting a much better performance. It's just, can we convert early dominance into a goal? I think we will show some bounce back here. And I think we'll do just enough to get past West Ham, because they're going to be buoyed. So, yeah, lock me in for an uncomfortable 2-1 to the Blues.
For me, I still worry about your goal scoring. Yes,
fair
there's
enough.
Sterling. He's the guy. If it's going to go in, it's going to be him. But if West Ham manage to keep him quiet, I don't think there's many other players who are going to scare them. So I actually think this will be a 1-1 draw, a hotly contested one as well.
Very
Robbie?
fair. Yep.
Yeah, 1-0 Chelsea.
Okay, who scores? Sterling?
I don't know, mate. Could be a penalty. Who knows? But look, I think every time they're at the bridge, I always back them in a clean sheet. I don't know if it's because I'm used to them, at the start of Churchill's tender, how it's just clean sheet. But
It's
there's
just
been a
different
lot
now.
There's been a lot of money on their back line. I know it's new, but they need to get their clean sheets now. They'll say Koulibaly's come in for fine. I reckon could possibly play. Cucurella's there. Reece James, I'm hoping fantasy-wise is there at the bridge. I think they're going to have that little bit of a bounce as well, and they need that bounce, obviously coming off a loss. I'll go 1-0 to the Blues.
Just don't know who they're going to play in midfield, boys, because obviously Jorginho is available, but Kovacic is still 50-50. Kante's out. Who do you play? Because if he stays with a back 4, And the other day, Jorginho, as good as he is at connecting the dots, like there's this big debate the other day. They scored their second goal because Havertz and Mount both lost the ball just after halfway. But as soon as they lost the ball, they just ran right past Jorginho. Poor bloke, he couldn't stop him, but there's just so much exposure in the middle of that area, and I just don't have any faith. So I'm a bit concerned, but I'm just hoping we do enough to blow them backwards before they come and find us.
I think like anything but a win. And like I said, I was listening to some of the Chelsea fans yesterday on TalkSport bringing up, and again, that's like this in all fan bases, but a lot of them blowing up and this and that.
Yeah.
Like 2 losses, unexpected. Look, for me, it's unexpected. 2 losses out of the first 5 games. Against Leeds and obviously Southampton. They're not. It's just like us. I didn't expect to lose against Brighton and Brentford. I didn't expect you guys to lose against those 2 opposition. But look, if you guys anything but a home win tomorrow, I think there'll be a little bit more pressure on Tuchel, a little bit. Not just him.
I think
but
it's
the team.
different though. I think now because they've backed him in the transfer window, a lot of these players they've got are for him. So I very much doubt we'll see the same hire and fire under the Roman Abramovich era. But look,
I agree.
we'll see what happens.
You still got a manager like Poch on the market, man. Pochettino still doesn't have a club, so I think a lot of managers need to beware. And Thomas Tuchel, Chelsea have never been patient. Will it be different now? We're going to have to wait and see. But hopefully for you, RJ, you don't have to wait and see after this West Ham match. We are going to move on. We are certainly going to move on. We've got the big one. Actually, did we tip boys Brighton-Leicester?
No, we didn't.
I don't think we did Brighton-Leicester. Let's do that quick. I want to talk Man United-Arsenal. I'm done with these peasant matches. Go on, Rob.
Yeah, look, I'm just going to go. I like Brighton. I'm going to go 1-0 Brighton. Even though, according to my, I've predicted them to lose against us and then lose against them. So after 2 more games, they could possibly be winless. So I don't know. Hopefully it is.
Brighton 2-0 for me. RJ?
Yeah.
I think Brighton, they're my second favourite team at the moment, man. I love them.
They're playing mad football.
Great manager, great football. They're doing so well. They were unlucky against Fulham the other day. I think they will put the sword to Leicester. I think they win this one 3-1. And Rodgers in red-hot water, I think.
Yeah.
All right, let's do it. Old Trafford. What time's kickoff? 1:30, Robbie?
1:30, mate. The
Old Trafford, 1:30 a.m. Manchester United, Arsenal. Doesn't even need an introduction, but we're going to give it one anyway. We are 2 clubs that have no time for each other, hate each other. No, I've got no love for United. You've got no love for Arsenal. This is going to be big. This is big for both clubs for different reasons. For us, we really want to maintain that undefeated start to the season. We'd love to make it 6 from 6 and continue keeping ourselves just purely winning at the moment. But for United, some of the good vibes are starting to flow back. You tell me if I'm wrong. I'm feeling like there's some good vibes starting to come back. You got a new man in, flashy player. Fans feeling a little bit more up for this. Arsenal, a few injuries. Like you guys want to springboard your momentum. We just want to maintain. How are you feeling ahead of it, Robbie?
I'm nervous, man. I'm not going to lie. I'm nervous. And especially because I said that we've got a game, obviously, tomorrow, which we don't know what could happen. We don't know how we're going to play tomorrow. We don't know how the players are going to come out tomorrow. Injuries, tiredness. Are we going to hold the ball? Are we going to be running a lot? Is there going to be rotation? So that's the thing that's a bit hard, just kind of throwing that, that question mark in the loop. But look, if I'm just going to try and forget about tomorrow's game, I'm hoping it's going to be a win with obviously a little bit more extra momentum. It'll be nice going into such a big game. But as I said to you this morning, mate, for me, I think Arsenal go into this as favourites. Obviously, the bookies have got them favourites. 5 from 5. They're in the best form at the moment. We're just starting to get a little bit of form, obviously 50-50, 2 wins, 2 losses. And like I said, a little bit of positivity coming. As we always say, a derby or a big game like this, form does sometimes go out the window. And I'm hoping, with a new bounce, especially with a new signing, possibly going to be in the lineup, maybe coming off the bench, Anthony. Old Trafford will be bouncing with this game, but look, it's a hard one, mate. Like I said, obviously the heart wants me to just demolish you guys, come off the bench and do like a Martial, what he done against Liverpool. But, I'm balanced. I'm real, sometimes you got to take the heart out and you got to put the head in. You know, I've been enjoying Arsenal play lately. You guys, as I said this morning, you guys are nearly the finished product, and we're just starting, you know, our journey at the moment. We're only a couple games in, and this is, you know, you guys are three years into the process. He's got his managers. He's playing the football he wants to play now, and this is your kind of first challenge to say, hey, we mean business. Because, you know, I was talking to my brother today. He's getting very excited, and he said, you know what I'm excited about? That they're actually beating teams that you should be beating, which you haven't been doing in the last couple of seasons. Because, you know, every now and then you guys got up for a big game and, you know, you push City or you'd get a good, you know, London derby win. But then it's your games against your Fulhams and your Crystal Palaces that you guys were dropping points. So he said, you guys are getting the points in the bag where you need them, and this is a big challenge for you guys. If you guys can beat us at Old Trafford, which is, besides a Aubameyang penalty a couple of years ago, hasn't been done in a long time, that'll be a, you know, a lot of people actually have a little bit of respect and say, you know, Arsenal are contenders this year. So look, I'm taking everything out of it for me. I really hope it's a great game, but I can't see past the 1-1 draw.
We're going to get together for this one, Robbie.
Yeah, I'm happy to, mate. You know me. We live 2 minutes away. I'm keen. I know Jules has already rang me up and said we've got to do something. So, yeah.
Yeah, we might have to make this one happen, mate. But look, for me, it's really going to come down to what the go is if these injuries. My hope is that Thomas Partey plays. My hope is that Zinchenko is nothing too serious. And I'm just making the assumption that Aaron Ramsdale is signed. Like, if Ramsdale's not there, we've got an American who hasn't played in the Premier League before, Matt Turner, who was far from convincing in preseason. Like, the gulf between our starting lineup and our reserves is astronomical. Like, I'm really nervous about this match. You know me. I never go into this game confident. I'm usually a little less bantery before this one, because you just never know, man. And at Old Trafford, it's going to be tough.
No, I'm definitely excited. I'm worried because
I don't get excited for these games, Robbie. I hate them, man.
I don't get excited because, mate, I know what it's like after. If we lose, like, I just don't want to see you or talk to you because I'm going to get smashed, and it's the opposite for you. But look, if I'm being real, we haven't seen us dominate a game yet. That's what I'm worried about. Like I said, we're only 4 games in, coming off 2 losses. Like I said, the Liverpool game, if we had go in and play like we played against Liverpool, mate, that was great. We played with passion. We wanted the win. But then, you know, after we're playing a little bit on the counter-attack. It's not like we went out and dominated that game. Same against Southampton last week. That's what I'm hoping tomorrow. I want to go to Leicester and actually hold the ball, hold possession, create, and actually dominate a game. Like I said, we played good and defensively we were great the other day, but I didn't see us being proactive enough. And that's what I have seen from Arsenal. I've seen you guys go out, and every time you get the ball, you guys want to play in the opposition's box, and you guys are just trying to create and score every opportunity. And that's what I haven't seen enough of yet. And that's, again, because we're such a new team. We're in getting new players that are trying to implement the system, trying to get a bit of chemistry. It's not, like I said, it's not going to happen overnight. As long as, you know, from the outside, we look at United versus Arsenal. But like I said, it's a young United that are learning the Ten Hag system versus, you know, you guys are very well into your journeys. That's why I'm worried about it.
Yeah, I think our journeys are different though as well. Like you guys are signing centre mids from Real Madrid and paying, you know, 84 million. Like, you guys are, I feel like we're on a similar journey, but you're fast tracking it a bit more. Like Ten Hag again, not a
fast tracking
manager.
it. You can't fast track it in 4 weeks. You know what I mean?
No. Well, look, I'm going to go 1-1 in this. Actually, no, I'm going to change that to 2-2. I think your new boy will score. I think Anthony will come on and score for vibes. The other 3, I don't know where they're coming from. I'm feeling Saka as well to hit something. It's been too long, man. He needs something to kickstart the season.
No, Jesus or Martinelli, they've been on fire, mate.
Oh, yeah, look, well, Saka for one, I genuinely don't know in this match, but I think it's going to be won and lost in the middle. It's going to be how good does Casemiro settle in, how good's his supporting cast, and for us, who's fit? Like, who's fit? Because Sambi Lokonga is still very young. This would be great if it was after deadline day, but we've got a neutral in the house. Well, as neutral as I guess he can be. He probably hates us both. We're both calling draws, RJ. You've heard us both have a chat about it. What are you calling, mate?
Bunch of fence sitters, mate. What's going on here? That's not normal. What's going on? Look, to be honest with you, I thought, Scott, you've been a bit passive with this one, mate. I think you should be a little bit more bullish. I'm not saying you're going to smash them 5-0. Well, so you're being super conservative. I can see where Rob's coming from, but equally, man, playing sometimes pragmatic's not a bad thing. Sometimes it's better to have less of the ball and you come up against a team that wants to take it to you, like against Liverpool. And as a result, maybe that is a better thing. You don't always want to be in control. So I know what you're saying. You want to be a bit more confident.
For the space, hit them on the break. I just don't like that, at home, having to sit back and hit them on the break. I'd like to go and go toe to toe with them. Actually,
but that's what you're saying, though, isn't it? Though, like your journey at the moment isn't ready to unleash 100%. Like that. You're still working towards that.
Perfect words. Yeah. We're not ready. We're not ready to get to them yet. So look, he might be a little bit more pragmatic and hit them on the break with our pace. But they don't leave a lot of space in behind at the moment. But defensively this year, they have been pretty sound.
But I'd have to, if I was trying to look for any possibilities of how you can beat them, Arsenal, for the perfect record they've had to do it pretty tough against Villa, pretty tough against Fulham. They smashed Leicester, but they also conceded a couple goals, one own G, of course. But perfect record doesn't mean they've been playing perfectly. And that's why I think there is opportunity to get something from the game. But I do think Arsenal, based on their newfound strong mentality, I do think that they will walk away with a win here, as painfully as that is, because I actually want them to start losing to peg them back a little bit. But I do think they'll do enough here, Robbie. I'm sorry to tell you, mate. I think it's going to be 2-1 to the Gunners. Sorry.
Man, I hope you're right. I hope you're right.
I want a United win. For the record, I want a United win for the sanity of the Premier League.
Come on, man. Honestly. Look, that's the big one. That's the one that is going to be in people's heads for a little while. I know we've got a lot of United fans on the channel, the Pubcast, Football Capital, Man Cave United. I'm sure those boys will all be putting out something looking at this game closely. So keep an eye on their channels as well. But boys, it's been big. It's only going to get bigger because I'm sure there'll be action galore in this transfer window on deadline day. Before we wrap this stream up, do a quick fire or two. Do you think it's going to be a really busy deadline day, or do you think it might just be a little bit quiet? RJ?
For me personally, or talking about my club, I do think there will be some activity, some outgoings, some Alonso's going. I think there will also be possibly Ziyech, a couple of others that have been touting. But yeah, obviously Aubameyang, that's basically over the line now. But there's also talk of maybe a Sangare or an Alvarez in the middle of the DM. So long and short of it, yeah, I do expect to see a mad 11th hour rush.
Okay. All right. Robbie, you expecting much business, mate?
Yeah, look, as I said before, it's just hopes and dreams. I'd like to see Memphis come in, possibly on a free or possibly 10 million. I've heard both. I don't know why. If he gets
good signing, he would be, mate. Good
if he cancels his contract, for me, I told you, I think he's matured over the years, and I'd happily have him as a good squad player to come in and cover the depth in our team. I think we might have a few youngies possibly going on loan. Maybe a few deadwoods that possibly could be on the way out as well. So, yeah, look, I don't think, but I do think there's still going to be overall in the Premier League. I do think you will see quite a few transfers get over the line. A lot of the teams down the bottom tend to go in and start throwing a bit of money out to get out of that equation. So, yeah, I do think there'll be a lot of business between now and when we wake up, or 8 o'clock tomorrow morning our time. I think it is.
Okay, all right. Well, let's wait and see. I think it's going to be a busy one. I'm not expecting any huge moves, but I think there's going to be a lot of little ones as well. And those are the ones that can make all the difference sometimes. We will be back on Tuesday evening. It's just me and you, isn't it, RJ, at the moment?
Just the two of us at this
That's
stage.
it. Yeah. You know what? Depending on the result, if Arsenal win, we might open it up for a phone-in. But if Arsenal lose, phone lines will well and truly be closed. I couldn't handle it. It'd be called the roast of Scott Borg. But I've got a few yeah-nahs for you guys, if you don't mind.
It.
Promised Matt I'd give some today. Here we go. You know the concept. Yeah, I'm cool with it. Nah, It's not on.
Not so much.
Blokes drinking daiquiris.
No.
Daiquiri. Oh, that's a cocktail or something. No, not for me. No.
I'm a yes, mate. Beautiful. It's like a Slurpee with booze. What more could you want? Mullets.
Yeah, why not,
All
mate?
the kids are wearing them, mate.
I don't know.
I wish
mate.
I could grow a mullet.
I haven't got a mullet, so I don't like a full proper mullet. So no.
No, yeah, look, I'm a no. Don't do it. You look ridiculous. Now, I've seen a lot of talk with World Cup jerseys starting to drop. A lot of people talking about other countries' jerseys that they'd love to buy and wear. Are you cool with? Oh, here we go. We got some mullet. Yeah, I'm shocked that TH11 likes mullets. Seeing the picture, mate, but that is a luscious mullet.
We look
Chris,
similar.
yeah, that's a picture of RJ when he was 19. I'm sure of it. A lot of talk about people wanting to buy other countries' jerseys to wear just because they like the jersey. Are you cool with wearing another country's jersey just because you like the look of it?
I've never done it, but yeah, I don't say I think it's fine, but yeah, there is a couple bangers out there, and I know a lot of people that are just kit collectors. So yeah, I'm okay with it.
Yeah, I think it's fine. I think it's better or less of a problem wearing a different country than a different club jersey, in my opinion.
Yeah,
Okay.
I agree.
I'm a
I've
nah
actually got
to
a
wearing
Colombian
it.
jersey, so yeah, I got a
I'm a
Colombian
nah
jersey.
to wearing, but a yes to collecting.
Okay.
Oh, Tom, come on, mate. Let's go. Show a bit of love.
Where's the spirit, mate?
Chris is chill. Another one, nose piercings.
On guys.
Nah, for me.
No, on either gender.
Oh, that's hard. I don't mind it on some
I'm a
girls.
nah.
Looks right.
I'm a nah.
Yeah, it doesn't bother me. I don't like the hook. If it's a stud, okay.
Yeah,
Okay, all right.
I'm all with Rob on that one, I got to say.
I'm a no. There's two holes in your nose already, mate. Leave them as they are. The final one, I've finished All or Nothing finally. The whole All or Nothing concept, I have not watched another club's All or Nothing, and I won't. Watching another club's All or Nothing series, yeah or nah? I'm a nah. What?
Well, I have to say yes because I've done it on numerous occasions.
Okay.
Yeah,
RJ,
I think it's a yeah.
Yeah,
I'll
you'd
watch
sit and watch one on Everton or Arsenal.
Yeah.
Yeah, man,
Any
I'd love to
football
see the
docos I watch,
dynamics.
man. Yeah, I like all those kind of things. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Look, well, that's me done. I don't know about you boys if you've got anything.
Yeah, I got one quickly. Favorite deadline day transfer, or just a memorable deadline day transfer you liked for your club or in general.
Mesut Ozil, I think, was deadline day.
Was it deadline day from Real Madrid?
I can't remember. I can't remember if it was, but if it was, then yes, him. Only because it was just that hype. He was actually highly revered at that time. So yeah, that signing.
Just quickly, Scott. Guess who's going to Barcelona? Possibly Hector Bellerin.
Well, look, as long as we get something for it, mate, I'd take a kebab and a tenner for him at the moment. I just want something. I'm sick of losing players for nothing. So, interesting. Could I?
He'll end up coming to us via Barcelona.
That's it. Chelsea next. Your question, yeah, for me, Ozil, if he was deadline. If not, Kim Kallstrom, mate. What an athlete.
Well, apart from Danny Drinkwater, just kidding. I have to say, I think Fernando Torres.
Yeah, he was deadline there for Liverpool. Yeah, true.
Yeah, people have their views about Fernando, but I think, mate, who could ever forget the new camp, mate? That's itself alone justified.
Yeah, look, Tom took my one. That was I think that was a pretty popular one. But yeah, look, I think fair shout from Justin as well. Ronaldo last year was pretty exciting. But yeah, Berbatov for me takes the cake.
Arsenal are winning the poll now. It's at 44% Arsenal, 38%.
I'm using my burner account, Scott.
Yeah, that's it. Okay, you got one, RJ?
Nah, mate. Don't need quick fires. Had a good chat.
You've got nothing.
Got nothing. Chelsea's got nothing. I've got nothing. It's all nothing.
Look, he's got his Wi-Fi working again. That's good enough for us.
We'll take it. Everyone, thank you for tuning in. It's been an absolute blast. We've got some big football between now and Tuesday evening. We'll be back looking like it may be a phone-in stream, but we're not going to guarantee that just yet. There'll be a lot to talk about one way or another. I'm sure it's going to be a pretty fun show. It's either going to be Manchester United fans calling in excuses, or it's going to be a bit of a roast. So either way, make sure you're back Tuesday, 8:30 p.m. to talk about all of that action. My final word to you, Captain Haaland. Don't do what I did. Just captain him. RJ, any closing thoughts, champion?
That's it. Just Captain Haaland, mate. Forget everybody else. Up the Chels.
Rob?
Look, just quick 30 seconds. I won't be here Tuesday night, so whatever the result
soft,
is,
mate.
guys. I'm at the Matildas game. So if we
Dogging
lose,
it, mate.
if we lose, I'm not hiding, and if we win, trust me, I'd want to be on here just to give it to Mr. Borg over there. But I might have to get someone off the bench to cover me. But look, go United. I'm hoping for a cracker game.
That's it. Until then, everyone, take care. Look after yourselves. Most importantly, enjoy your football.